Let's do our Survivor first look. We do that on Tuesday mornings right here on Bet Sweats. If we first take a look at what happened over the weekend, we talked a lot last week about how there were three favorites that were going to be picked a whole lot in Survivor. Which team or teams did I not use? And that's where the conversation would start. We've got all these double-digit favorites. Well, one of them did not win. One of the double-digit favorites did not win. That, of course, is Green Bay. Green Bay was not the most popular team. What my dumbass did was, look, the Rams are going to be 60%. They're over 60% in the Circa Survivor. Quest for $18 million. I'm going to try and stay away from the Rams because I want my path to be different. All three are probably going to win. Well, all three did not win. So I lost some spots with Packers. I lost a little bit with Detroit. I'm still in some Survivor pools here with the Rams and Chargers. But those were the easy picks. You go Rams, you go Chargers, you advance. Green Bay was a loser. Baltimore, the fourth most popular pick in Circa. That was a Thursday game. That moved on. Fifth most popular, Detroit. But we're talking less than 1% on the Detroit Lions over in Circa. Grandissimo, worth bringing up, Sam, because we're down to 11 people left. 2 had Green Bay. Ouch. At this point, $100,000 entry. Going into the weekend, each one of those spots was worth $500,000. So they're coming down to the very end, just 11 spots. All right, our first look for week number 10 in Survivor, Sam. Something we had talked about over the last couple weeks, and we kept mentioning it last week. Week 10's tough. Week 10's tough. It did set up to be tough, but you never know what the situation is going to be until you get there. Now you have a number of options because Detroit is favored by 9. That was not the expectation, but Jaden Daniels goes down, Mariota in. All of a sudden, the Lions are a monster favorite, even though they're coming off a bad loss to the Vikings. So Detroit is up there. They are the second biggest point spread of the week. Number 1, Buffalo, divisional matchup at Miami. They're favored by 9.5. So we go Buffalo, Detroit, the third highest point spread. It's a Thursday game. Denver minus 8.5 against the Raiders. Thursday night football. And then we get to the games that are sub a touchdown. Seattle minus 6.5 against Arizona. Is it going to be Kyler? Is it going to be Brissett? Unsure at the moment. The Colts are favored by 5.5 against the Atlanta Falcons. I'm not interested in that game because that is the Germany game on Sunday morning. I don't mess with those if I got this far along in Survivor. So there are 3 heavy favorites that are more than a touchdown. I'm surprised that we're here. Buffalo, Detroit, and Denver. In my spots, I've used some of each of those teams, but not all. So I'm going to have at least one of them as an option. That's where most people are going to stay, much like last week. They're going to stay at the top with Buffalo, Detroit, Denver, as long as they're available.
There's a buddy of mine who's a sports writer. He sent me a screenshot the other day. He's not a gambling guy. He's a traditional football writer, but he does a column every Friday where he gives a Survivor pick, and he's playing it out. Like he's going to do it all season. He sent me the graphic, though. He's lost in 5 straight weeks in Survivor, which is very funny. It's the opposite of Survivor. So the last 5 weeks, he has picked a team that's lost, which is very
He'd be
funny,
really good in the loser pool.
He's like, I got to keep doing it. I can't stop now because now he wants to win. Now it's competitive. Now he's trying to win. So, look, I know people don't like the Thursday game. But there are so many things working against the Raiders here. And I bet the Raiders Sunday and felt fortunate. I mean, to be fair, when you take a 3-point dog that goes to overtime, you were probably on the right side. But they go to overtime and Carroll goes for 2. They lose 30-29. A deflating loss. Now they're 2-6. You worry about effort. Do they get up and fight? And here's the worst part. They were on the field for 43 minutes. 43 minutes on defense. So now that defense has to get off the mat after a Sunday overtime game, travel, and play in the altitude in Denver. That's a disaster for this defense.
You're right. And there are a lot of people that are going to stay off it because you pointed out it's Thursday and because it's a divisional matchup. But that might be a spot. That's a spot that's going to go under owned. Buffalo will have more ownership. Detroit will have more ownership. There have been spots where they've been taken earlier this season, but there's a big difference between those top three and then jumping down to Seattle -6.5 against Arizona. Seattle at home, where they play worse than on the road. Seattle off that Sunday Night Football game, I don't think I'd go there with Seattle. Indy, I'm not doing Indy -5.5 against Atlanta in Germany. Are you?
No. How many you got left?
I'll look. Not as many as I had last week. Spots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10
That's
spots.
a lot. Good.
It's a lot. We'll see.